Okay, so welcome everyone to tonight's masterclass. We have 22nd in Tech, also known as 22 in Tech. These ladies are very special to me. They're in my marketing group. They have a lot of great, valuable information to give. Just to give a little background on who they are from St. Pete, Florida. Currently in Atlanta at the moment. Miss Talisha Conyers and Latasha Edmond. They own or co-founders of a female-owned, Black-owned IT consulting firm specializing in small business technology consulting, IT managed services, and brand development. Lots of good stuff. I'm going to let them tell you more about that. But one of the reasons I wanted them to come in to do this masterclass is because in one of the conversations we were having about just collabing for some other things, they talked about why they started the business and how when they were doing research, they saw so many of the small business owners, especially Black business owners, not taking full advantage of tech in their businesses. And I think it's just because we don't have the knowledge about the things that we could be using. And so they agreed to come in and share with us some Techssentials, some must-haves that we should have in our businesses to make sure that we're ready to grow and scale our businesses. So without further ado, ladies, welcome. You have the floor.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
If you want to just kind of expound on like what you guys were seeing, how that affected their businesses and more about why you started the business.
You want me to go first?
Sure.
So as Adrienne said, I'm Talisha. Most people call me T. And I am the brand designer for 22nd in Tech. I do have a lot of background in the creative fields, from hairstyling, home decor, event planning. I'm just a very hands-on creative type of person. My background is I studied business management, and I did take a few art classes back in the day. But since then, I have pivoted over to web design and brand design for small businesses as we started our business or relaunched our business. We initially started our business in 2015. We were doing something totally different, and then we relaunched a couple of years later as the Linus Group, and then we rebranded as 22nd in Tech. And like you were saying, our mission was to help small business owners, particularly those in the African American community, those of us Black-owned businesses, to help with implementation of IT solutions and brand development. Tasha, you want to add?
So I am Tasha. I am what we call the IT managing director. I manage all of the technical aspects of 22nd in Tech and of our clients' business. And my experience or my background in tech is probably, I would say professionally, about 12 to 15 years. By nature, I've always been into technology, gadgets, analytical by nature. I got into IT about 13, 14 years ago. And my experience is with corporate businesses as well as government agencies, and I've helped them implement different types of technology in their business, whether it be servers, whether it be applications, whether it be migrating data from one application to another, like all areas. I've done many different things in tech. And so when we started our business back in 2015, it was in a different direction. And as I worked with large corporations in my career, I started to notice that when you deal with small businesses, whether it's minority owned or non-minority owned, there was a difference as it relates to technology. And I was just like, hey, there's a gap here, there's a need here, and we should explore it. And so we decided to change the direction of our business at the time from what it was to IT solutions for small businesses. And as we got started, we actually didn't even have websites as one of our main services. It actually just kind of morphed into one of the biggest things that we do. And it is actually one of the key things that a business needs. So it kind of just fell in place. We would go, to Black-owned businesses, and, they don't accept cards. They didn't have booking tools. They didn't, have email address, just all of these, just little things in tech, that these other, small owned businesses had. So there was born the Lioness Group at the time, turned 22nd in tech. And so while Talisha does all of the creative design work for the company, whether it's logos or social media graphics or banners or website, I handle the technical aspect, the functionality of these tech tools, making sure that businesses, they're using, when they're setting up their payment processor, that it's doing the automation, doing what it needs to do on the back end, making sure the website, if there's a form on it, making sure that form, when that button is clicked, it functions, it goes somewhere. And when that data is input, it goes somewhere for the business owner to be able to utilize that data, review it, or whatever the case may be. So that is my role in the company.
That's amazing. And I think you touched on something that's super important that I'm finding out a lot. I think we're in the era where everybody's starting a business. It's super easy to start a business without actually starting a business. You have a Cash App, you have Zelle, you have a product, you have some people that want your stuff, you're making money. And it's good because you can make the money quick, doing it a legal way,
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, we're missing out on so much because you can't get funding like that. You can't take advantage of a broader, base of an audience, right? Clientele, if you don't have these certain things in place. And I'll even go as far as to say, I went to a restaurant here in Dallas that was well known, and it was like a brunch thing. I had been seeing it all over social media, and we got there, and you guys, literally, I had to Cash App to pay. I had to send a Cash App to pay because they didn't accept cards. And I thought, how is a business, a restaurant that's so popular, missing out on small things like this? And it doesn't make you look legit at all. And so I'm glad that you guys are going to share with us some Techssentials tonight. So thank you again for being here.
Thank you again for having us. So yeah, like Adrienne said, guys, we wanted to make sure that we could put out resources for small business owners that they can implement themselves. You guys can implement yourselves. Just a list of IT solutions that can help you scale your business. It's especially great for those that may be in the startup phase, but also great for those that have already gotten started and may have missed implementing these things in the beginning. So we created the Techssentials checklist. And just to explain what the word Techssentials means, it's tech and essentials. And, we kind of came up with that during the whole pandemic when everyone was talking about essential items. And we were talking about essential things for your business, essential IT solutions for your business. And what does essential mean? It's like things that you really, really need. And so there became the Techssentials checklist. So we were wanted to just share that with you all. There's 22 items on the checklist and a couple of bonus items. But we just wanted to go over them with you. If you guys have any questions, you can ask any questions about them, and then we'll just go into detail about a few of them. And just explain why it made it to the list, how you can use them, or how you should be using them.
Share. Before I share, I think it's important to mention that a few of the things on the list are not necessarily tech, but they are key to implementing these solutions, because you can't get a payment processor if you don't have a business bank account, and you can't have a business bank account if you don't have, your business registered, and you don't necessarily want to register your business in a name that already is taken by somebody. So some of these things are more prereqs.
Still essential.
But still, important, because even with us, like, we were the Lioness Group before, and I think one of our handles or something, we had to put the Lioness Group LLC because it was taken. It's like, you know what I mean? So, like, it's like, even when you're naming your business, you want to make sure that that it's available in every area. You know what I mean?
Across the
The
board.
website domain, the social handles, it's not trademarked, it's available with your state. Like, these are things you want to check, because you want everything and your brand to be aligned across the board. You don't want somebody to have to look for a different name on LinkedIn and your website is something else, because it's confusing.
Wow.
Confusing.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I'll go ahead and share, and let me know if I need to make this bigger. Can everyone see it? We're good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So this is the checklist, guys. And again, it's 22 essential IT solutions to help you scale your business. And by scale, we're meaning to help you improve your processes, to help you grow. If you are doing things one way, we're suggesting a better way so that it makes your life, your business, your customers' experience a lot better. So, we kind of put this list together in kind of a order. um, we get started with making sure you have a dedicated computer or laptop for your business. A good example of that is you don't want if you have kids, you don't want your kids to be using your work computer with your clients' information on their digital learning day. um, you know what I mean? So having a dedicated business computer or laptop is very important. Again, aside from the kids, you just want to be able to have a piece of equipment that can hold your client's information, sensitive information, and it's safe without it being compromised by someone else in the home, or you got your personal information on there as well. And then the next one, having a dedicated business smartphone that takes good pics. That can be an iPhone, that can be a Samsung Galaxy. We're not gonna get into that whole phone and Team Samsung, but if you have a smartphone with a great camera that you can use for your business, we would suggest doing that. That's a great starting point as well. The next one is setting up an iPostal account. We see a lot of times where people are using their home address for their business, and you shouldn't do that. Your home address listed as your business, that is, you can't get business credit that way. That's something that Adrienne was talking about. We're talking about scaling your business. So if you are in business, we are hoping that you are wanting to grow your business, and having your home address listed under your business, that's not a good look. Banks
It's also not really safe.
no,
People
it's not.
pull up to your house unexpected.
Mhm. Right. Right. And another thing, yeah, it's just not safe. So you want to have an actual address, and a lot of times a PO box will not work. So if you need to do a physical address, there's all sorts of solutions out there. Like I know FedEx office and UPS store, even your local post office has physical street addresses. But for the purpose of technology, you don't want to be moving all around. You can easily go to ipostal.com and create a virtual address.
And I also would add that some banks will not accept the UPS store or post office as the business address. They'll still probably use your home address. Don't know why, but
All right. And so Latasha, this is a good one for you, girl, because you always talking about the passwords. I know for me, y'all, it I'm sure for all of us, like how many more passwords do y'all have in y'all? Okay. But it's so important that we set these passwords. Tasha just did a video today about, just the security level. You got to have your passwords. You need to save them, but we can't remember them. So we suggest having a password manager. If you have an iPhone or Mac that's built into your devices. Tasha, you want to elaborate on that one?
yeah. So like Talisha said, if you're using any Apple device, it is built into those devices. If you are an Android user, I don't know if it's necessarily built into the device, but Google also has a password manager. And if you're using Chrome, use it. Use it. And sometimes if you don't have any more passwords left and use the recommendation that the password manager is giving, and just remember to save it. And if your accounts are set up properly, then even if you forget, you should be able to reset your password if you have your email address or your two-factor authentication turned on. That is another one that is not on here. We probably need to add that because I have been seeing so many business owners losing their social media accounts to hackers. And it's not 100% proof. Is that the word? Yeah, proof. But it is a level of security to protect your account. Turn on your two-factor authentication. And most times when you are setting up your account or creating your account within a system or an application, it's going to ask you if you want to turn it on. Turn it on. It's an extra step. It may be frustrating, but nothing is more frustrating than getting locked out of or hacked out of your account, and any sensitive information, even if it's not your social media, it could be your email, it could be your payment processor, it could be your business bank account, it could be your customer relationship manager. Like you want to try to protect your business systems and applications as much as you can. So use it, set it up.
All right, so moving right along to the next one, which is deciding on a domain name and also securing your website domain. That's you, girl.
So I did speak a little bit about choosing your name, and this speaks to that. When you are deciding on naming your business, you do, I mean, it's up to you, but we recommend you making sure that the domain name that's in alignment with your business name is available. And if it is available, buy it. Most times it's under $20 to buy a domain name. Um, and it's good for a year, and then you renew it every year. So you can purchase your domain name, and we'll give you guys the link to this afterwards, but you just click on it, it'll take you to Google Domains, and you can purchase your domain name if you don't have it. But that is a very important step once you decide on a business name.
Yeah, and we're talking about your website domain. So that's
Yes. Sorry.
www dot whatever your business is .com. And then that takes us to our next Techssentials, which is creating and setting up a professional email domain and a professional email account. So that is very similar to your website domain, but your email domain is an extension or can be an extension of that, which is, info at whatever your business is.com. Um, this Techssentials right here, to me, it is one of the most impactful because the cost is low. Um, and you can obtain an entire business suite once you set up your email domain. And I'm speaking in terms of with Google Workspace. Um, you will get an email domain for probably about $6 a month.
per,
And
per person. Yeah.
per
That's the
person,
basic plan. Yeah.
which most, that's probably all you will likely need is the basic plan. But you get so much more with that than just your email domain. So that's one of my favorites. I love to highlight Google Workspace because you could just wrap a lot of things up once you purchase your Google Workspace account, and it's really, really affordable. And then, so the next on the list is creating and getting listed on Google with a free Google My Business account. You want to talk about that one?
Google My Business. It is a free listing in the Google Business Directory, which means it if someone Googles your business name, it will pop up with your business on the right hand side, and whatever information you have filled in to your profile about your business would appear. So I don't know if you've ever Googled, I don't know, a restaurant, and it pulls up and it tells you how many, the reviews, where it's located, the email address, the website, and a ton of other things. This right here, y'all, listen,
That's Bay.
that right there, and it's free on Google, which means if somebody is looking for something in Google Maps in the area, pizza in my neighborhood nearest me, and you have a pizza restaurant in their area, boom, it's gonna pop up. All you did was put your listing in.
Right. If you've listed your profile correctly, yes, you will certainly pop up.
It's free marketing on Google.
It's legit.
Everybody uses it.
Yep, that's a good one, guys.
Everybody uses it. And I don't know if a lot of people know about this, but Google, the Google My Business profile also lets you add what they call attributes, and they have 3. So one is woman-owned business, Black-owned business, and I believe it's Latino-owned business. And then they also have an attribute for LGBTQ friendly. And for me, myself, I travel a lot. I use Google Maps a lot because everywhere I go, I want to know what to do, what to eat, where to shop, where to sleep, and I can't tell you how many times I cannot find a Black-owned business, and I like to support Black-owned businesses. And it's just hard if you don't add that attribute, you have to really do a lot to figure out if it's Black-owned or not. And so if you have a Google My Business profile, add your attribute, because there are people out there that want to support women-owned businesses, Latin-owned businesses, Black-owned businesses, LGBTQ friendly businesses. Like, there are people that's all they want to do, is support those types of businesses. So it's just a little added perk, if you ask me.
And if you are interested in setting up a Google My Business account for your business, we'll share the link where you can download this checklist, and then the items are clickable. So it will link you over to set up a Google My Business account. So next on the list is creating a MailChimp account, guys. So email marketing is so very important in business. Um, even if you don't have a website, even if you don't have products yet, even if you don't even have customers yet, you can certainly utilize your MailChimp account to help you out in those areas by creating a lead magnet, allowing yourself to be able to collect email addresses, let people know that your business or a new product is coming soon. MailChimp will allow you to communicate with your audience via email. That's also a clickable link there. If you are wanting to set up a MailChimp account, then you can click that link and it'll lead you right to it. Um, you want to add anything about email marketing? Either of you, because I'm pretty sure, Adrian, that's something that you talk about. Tasha?
Outside of it, they have a free account. I think out here in these small business streets, there is this, I don't know, there's a lot of recommendations on what to use for whatever. We curated this list with the thought of, new businesses or businesses less than 2 years old, and the budget aspect of it, and the usability of these tools and the scalability of these tools. So we selected all of these tools based on those things to keep in mind. And you'll have people that say, oh, let's use this, let's use that, or you should use this, or you should use that. These things are easy for the novice person to use. It is either free or low cost, and they have reputations that are good. They have standards that they're meeting, and we just want to say that you can always start with a tool, and if you find that it's not what you want to use or it's not meeting your needs, you can migrate or move all of your data or information over to something else. But we just wanted to just make it known that these are just, some tools that we have carefully vetted and took those things into consideration.
Oh yeah, don't sleep on your email marketing, guys. That's definitely something I know that I was not doing for a very long time. And before our business went in this direction, um, I was technically challenged. And since the business has formulated, we've worked together a lot more to kind of bridge the gap between the business owner that's not tech savvy, and then implementing or showing the non tech savvy business owner how to do these things in their business. That's literally me. um, so if I can do these things, you guys can do it too. And a lot, like Adrian was saying, a lot of the things were not being implemented when I was in that phase because I didn't know. I wish that there was a list like this out there for me, but it wasn't. So just to have a like right in your face, you could just check it off. We're literally telling you exactly what to do. And you don't have to take these exact recommendations like we're
Right.
recommending MailChimp. There's Constant Contact, there's ConvertKit, there's tons of other um, applications you can use. But like Latasha was saying, these are the ones that we vetted for those various reasons. A lot of them are beginner friendly, they're budget friendly, and they do have the ability to scale with you as you grow. So you may not need to be on a plan that you're paying X amount of dollars for, because
Dollars a month.
yeah, you let's if you're new to email marketing and you don't really even know what you're doing, you're trying to get your bearings, then you may as well take advantage of the free account, and get familiar with it, get used to it, learn how to work your way around the system so that you can learn to use it more fluidly. And then when you done built up your email list, you can either move over to another platform or you can just upgrade your account to suit your needs at the level that you're on presently. Any questions? Anyone want to add anything?
I just want to say, great tips. These are all great things. But as far as like the email marketing, again, these are things that we aren't taking advantage of because we don't know about it. We think it's too hard. I still use MailChimp, and I was not like using email marketing at all. And then once I started using it, it's like literally you can send out an email and make money. Like it's really not hard. And I will also say MailChimp is one of the less user-friendly ones, which actually is very user-friendly. I just said that to say, once you do grow your email list large enough to move to another platform, if you will, then you know the basics of email marketing. It'll make it a lot easier. But like she said, having something free that you can practice with and learn from makes it a lot easier than setting up some of the other ones that you actually have to pay for. So I love that you guys have affordable, free options on this list. And just like you said, like the Google My Business, like had no idea. So that was some of the things. Free marketing, visibility is so important. And these Techssentials are, I think, super great because they make your business more visible. Like everything that you've said on here so far literally speaks to the visibility of your company and your business. And when you talked about scaling, that's these systems, having these systems in place, scalable systems that can be with you as you're growing and scaling is super important. So I just wanted to add that a little bit, but please keep going.
Thank you. And
I want to mention this about MailChimp too, because it's becoming a big thing. I think you kind of touched on it, Talisha, but MailChimp also has landing page capabilities, guys. Okay, so that's another plus.
A whole nother story.
Yeah, I was gonna say we love systems that give us multiple features.
Yep.
Again, speaking to the scalability of things, that's one great tip. So I'm glad you mentioned that.
And let me also add, y'all, that these things on this list, they can be looked at as simple suggestions or recommendations. But at the end of the day, most big businesses are using most of these applications. And so that is something that is a part of our messaging. Like, our mission is to help small business owners operate more like large businesses. And so we simply look at what big businesses are doing and then see how we can make our small businesses adapt to that. How can we make that happen for our business? So that's really all this is, guys. We want to help small business owners adapt and change their mindset. Stop looking at your business as a side hustle, really, because a lot of times that's, in the startup phase, we're in a side hustle kind of mindset. We're doing the Cash App, we're doing the Zelles. Nothing wrong with that. Please have your Cash App and have your Zelles, because listen, if Square goes down, or if PayPal is acting up, or whoever you're using for your payment process, so we still want you to be able to, serve your customers, collect your money. But that's not the first impression that you want to make. Like Adrienne said, she's at a popular brunch spot in Dallas and she had to pay her bill through Cash App. I would have liked that to be an option if it was something like, oh my goodness, I left my wallet at home. It's a good backup. Can I pay you by Cash App? Then it would have been a whole nother type of review. Like, oh, thank God that they had Cash App as a backup, but that's not how I want to pay initially. So we'll just keep moving through the list as we're talking about getting paid. The next one on the list is creating a PayPal business account. And y'all, we're talking about a business account, not the account where you got to tell the person to send it as a friend. So, you don't have to pay the transaction fee. That's hustle mentality. You're trying to scale your business. You want people to do business with you and have a good experience. Not like, girl, she had me send the payment as her cousin for a personal item. Now I'm buying merchandise or something from you, and if I don't like it, I can't even get it back because this wasn't even a real business transaction. So creating a business account with PayPal, that sends a totally different message. And some people will say PayPal is a legit payment processor. Okay. They have buyer and customer protection. And as a small business, you want to be able to offer that to people that are doing business with you, because otherwise, what else do you have to offer your buyers any type of buyer protection? We typically suggest PayPal as a secondary payment processor because we always suggest Square as a primary payment processor. And that's our next Techssentials on the list, is creating a Square account. And Square just has so many features. It has a lot of great features. It's almost my favorite, up there with Google Workspace, because it's one tool or one program. Am I saying this right? One program with
One system, one application, one program, whatever you call it.
One, but it has a lot of different things in it, and it's free. It's free. It's free. Of course, you have to pay for things like your transaction fees. That's not free. But Square is free, guys. Square has, you can invoice, you can do SMS text messaging, you can remind your customers about appointments, you can do online booking with Square. Square just has a number of things that you can do.
Square has
Time
payroll,
clock.
it has teams, like teams meaning you can clock in, or your employees can clock in and out in the Square app. And then you can go over to the payroll section and do your payroll. It has scheduling for your team, and it also has booking if you are a service-based business. So you don't have to have, a Bookly or an Acuity, and then now you got to go over here and do something, use Square for, your customer relationship manager or your payment processor. It also is that you don't have to get like a separate customer relationship manager. It's in Square. You can put your notes in there on the back end about this specific client or this specific customer. It is a great tool.
Yeah, it's its own POS system as well. Even if you don't have a card reader, you can actually just use your phone as a POS system, and you can create payment links for items and services without having a website. Square is dope, y'all.
It has a lot of functionality that a lot of people aren't aware of. I mean, it is almost a one-stop shop.
And it's a trusted payment processor. As a small business owner, if you're displaying that you accept payments via Square, like, that sends a different message to potential buyers. They're probably more likely to do business with you if you accept Square, because they know that they can use their card, and if there's any problems, they have buyer protection. So
it has a loyalty program. Now that is not free, but it's still in there. I mean, there's a cost to that, but if you have a restaurant or you have a salon, like, yeah, your customers are paying you, then they can become, a part of your loyalty program.
And I know I did mention the POS, but y'all, that's a really, really good one, because you don't necessarily have to have a card reader. You can just use your phone to check out customers no matter where. So if you're someone who does pop-up shops, vending events and things like that, like, you even if you have a salon or brick and mortar, like, you don't necessarily have to have the equipment. You can use your phone, you can use the app and check out customers on your phone. So Square is really, really dope for that, y'all. Square.
You can also use a tablet or your computer also for that. So if you do have a salon, you want a bigger screen, like, you can just log in to Square and check people out. It's called Virtual Terminal. So yeah.
All right. And so the next three, I'm just going to wrap up into one, and that's just making sure that you're securing all of your socials. That's Facebook. Well, we'll talk about Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. But that's anywhere you are. LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest. Secure your business's social accounts. And again, referring back to what we said earlier, making sure that the names are consistent, because you know that's a part of your brand. The way you put your business out there is a part of your brand. You want to make sure it's consistent. So even in our case, yeah, we are 22nd in tech, but on social media across the board, we are 22 in tech, so that there is no confusion. You can find us on any social platform under the same name. So Facebook, Instagram, no matter where you are. It just wrapped up three of the Tech Essentials with that one. Um, and
Can I say something real quick on that?
mhm.
Um, in our today's time, one of the, I mean, well, I guess business foundation, you want to make sure, anybody will tell you, if you're opening up a business, you want to be in a location where your target audience is. So if you have a brick and mortar, you don't want to be too far on one side of town when all your people, are somewhere else. The same applies to social media, you guys. So yes, make sure that you secure your name on all
Yeah.
platforms, but you also want to make sure that the platforms where your target audience is, even if you're not using the account, definitely I say secure the name, just because great for branding, right? And you never know how you may move towards that in the future. But most of the times, people are not going to your website, they're not finding you on Google, they're finding you on social media. And so it's just like your storefront. Make sure that looks good. Like most of the time, that's your first impression, and you only get one chance most of the time. So make sure that your name is secure. It's great for branding, but also those pages look legit.
That
Um,
is
because
so
I see that so much. You're in my DM telling me to buy something from you, but when I go to your page and I'm looking, you look sketchy, and you probably are a business, but it looks sketchy. So making sure that you look legit, that your branding is on, it's legit. And you guys, 22 and Tech, they also help with branding and stuff like that too. So making sure that first impression is a good one. I see it a lot with small business owners. So I just wanted to put that out there.
that is so true, Adrian. Like that's so true, guys. What she said, like we're told in our marketing group, clean y'all houses. Okay. Um, yeah, it does look sketchy if you are talking to me about you sell this, and then when I get there, it's something else. This just happened to me earlier today, y'all. I was this girl was saying that she does t-shirts and things like that. And when I went to her website, she was a notary. And she had to explain what the hell is going, excuse me, what's going on, and it was a lot of confusion. um she says, you have to go to this button to, and you can, you go to that tab and you can place custom t-shirts orders on the notary website page. And I was like,
Too complicated.
that's
Goodbye.
a lot going on.
And it sounds confusing,
It's very
like
confusing. It don't sound safe. It don't sound like I'm doing business with the right person. And I know that that's a website, but that goes the same thing with social media. A lot of times folks be talking about they do event planning, and then when you get to the website, they sell dinners. You know, we respect all the hustles, but just make sure, like, if you're representing your business on Facebook as XYZ car wash, that when we get to that XYZ car wash Facebook page, that you busting some suds on some cars and stuff like that. So yeah, that was a good one. And then the next one is
Wait, let me just add one thing, okay? I'm sorry. If on your business pages, they should not be private unless you
Girl,
got
thank
some,
you.
unless you sell, something illegal. No, don't have your personal pages is something different. But if you're sending people to your business page or you're wondering why, ain't nobody sharing your your post on your business page, if it's private, like I don't, I don't know what.
and another
Why.
thing, I mean, I know that we're saying, yeah, your personal page, it can be private, but technically, if you are out here really in these social media streets, people want to vet you if you're using, you know what I mean? If you're on Facebook, and you know how we do, you know how we're moving. So our Facebook pages can't be private.
Yeah, totally. Oh,
So
can I say one more thing? And this has nothing to do with this. But since I have the people here, for the people that will be watching it, stop putting instructions in your bio, like in all caps, about what you want people to do. Okay, this is service-based businesses, hairstylists, nail salon, nail techs, all of it doesn't come across good. And the
it
type
comes
of
off
people
rude.
that you will attract will be the types of people that you have to yell at and tell,
Yeah,
this is what you do.
right.
You don't have to give all of those instructions and do all of that if you have a legit website that, again, you don't have to send your Cash App and put your name in the note section and put the time 3 times that you want, and I'm gonna get back with you on, like, that's not a proper way to handle business.
And your customers don't like doing all that, y'all.
We don't.
And not only that, it's actually stressful for you, the business owner.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had to take orders through my DM and my email, and oh wait, it might be on my text message. Oh wait, they reached out to me on IG, or might have been, like, centralize all of that. That is not a smart way to work. It is not. That's stressful.
You're gonna either miss some communication, and I mean, in the end, I mean, if you started through the list and you've gone through everything, you should already have your email account by now. So inquiry, you should already be set up with some sort of booking. If you have Square, if you're taking our advice, you should already have these tools in place so that you don't even have to get to the point of doing things like don't do this, don't do that, send the Cash App here. Like, that does not look good for us as Black business owners. We're always getting we're people are so hard on us, and it's typically our own people that are so hard on Black businesses in the way that we do business. And a lot of times it almost could seem like a catch-22, because then you do start to get your stuff together, your systems together, and then they make you feel like, oh, you're doing too much, but at the end of the day, it's about you putting your business out there, in the most professional way, and making your life, your business run smoothly. So you don't have to be so hands-on with every single thing, because if you're actually doing something in your business where you need your hands, you don't have time to be trying to match the Cash App payment up to the you know how they be doing.
Yeah.
No, it does sound like it's just a lot. It's a
Yeah.
lot. It's a
Yeah.
lot,
So we
y'all.
don't want y'all working that hard. We don't want y'all working that hard. We want to make it easy for you. And we know, like, a lot of times we end up in these situations because it's just a workaround. We got to figure out how we're going to get paid. But if you are, first of all, a legit business, if you've registered your business, a lot of these things won't be difficult for you. I know that before I was running a legitimate business, a lot of things, a lot of shortcuts that was taken was simply because I didn't have a legitimate business. So, registering your business and things like that will make setting up your systems and setting up a lot of your applications a lot easier. All right, where are we on the list? Oh, we're moving over to let's get online, y'all. So getting online, meaning you've done all of these other things, and these things are so important. A lot of times we get people starting a business and they think that they just need to hurry up and get a website done. And we don't agree with that. We think that there's a lot of other things that can be implemented first, which is why we laid the list out the way that we did before you actually get your business online, before you actually get a website. Um, but when you're ready for that process, we have a website questionnaire that basically asks a series of questions so that we can have a better idea of your website needs. And then, we take that to the next level through our consultation call. So whether you were dealing with 22nd in Tech or not, if you are getting a website done from someone, if they're not asking you certain questions, that's a red flag. You don't want to just be out here buying a website because it's cute. You want to make sure that the person doing your website has a good understanding of your services and what your website needs and goals are. So we get the ball rolling with that on our end with our website questionnaire. Any questions? Want to add anything?
I do just want to add, have a goal in mind for your website. Don't don't go out and get a website and you yourself don't have a goal for your website. You don't know what you want your customer to do when they get on your website. You don't know what you want your customers to feel or see when they go to your website. Like, you have to have an understanding of that before you can relay that to anyone at all. So I think just adding to what she said, know what you want your customer to do when they get, or your visitor to do when they get to your website. Can't hear you.
In other words, have a full understanding of your website goals and don't expect your web designer or your graphic designer to just pull all of that together for you. It's a lot more to it than that. It's a lot more to it than it just looking pretty. It requires you to do a lot of research. It requires you to understand your business.
Your business.
That's
what's important.
Articulate that to your graphic designer. You can't expect your web designer to completely understand what you do and the way that you do it. Adrian is a business coach, but Adrian doesn't coach like anybody else, any other business coaches. We would not necessarily know, what Adrian wants to highlight on her website. What is her call to action? Like, we want you guys to understand what you want your customers to do. What is the ultimate goal there? So what we found is that a lot of folks get to the website call and they're still completely lost and they can't truly articulate what it is that they do. That's going to make it very challenging for the web designer. It's not to say that a website can't still be designed for you, but you will probably find yourself in a position where it's like, the website's not really doing what I needed to do. I'm not seeing the results that I was hoping to see. It's because it's a disconnect. It's a disconnect. So just be prepared to know your business and be able to articulate that to your web designer. And
can I just add something there? We kind of talked about it, but that's one of the things that makes marketing very hard when you don't know your business, when you don't know your target audience, you don't know the verbiage, because I don't think you guys do copy for the website, right? Like, you're not. So that stuff is important. Yes, your website can be pretty, but you want it to convert. You want it to speak to that person that you're bringing in. And so, yes, they'll have your branding, the colors, and it looks pretty, but it's not their job to create the copy and to create the descriptions for your services that make people want to buy. If that's something that you're needing help with or needing help to pinpoint, then you should come see me, because then I can help you with that type of stuff. But when you're going to a website, a lot of times, like she said, you're missing it. You're not getting sales. People are coming to your website, but they're not buying. And it's not because the website doesn't look good, but because you don't have the copy. You are not speaking to the target audience in a way that's causing it's more to it than just having a website to make you look legit. And so knowing your target audience, knowing how they speak, their pain points, getting the right descriptions that answer questions that the people may have before investing in your business is super important before you even get to the website part. So I'm glad, like you mentioned a lot of that, but that is super important in creating a website that's gonna convert.
It absolutely is. Yeah, we do not do copy. Um, we don't do copy.
And truth be told, if you are getting your website design, and you want them to provide the copy,
that's gonna
cost, I mean, thousands of dollars, and it also is going to require you to still know your business, because they're going to have to obtain certain information from you in order to write the copy. They still can't just do a blanket, general. I mean, they can, but again,
it won't be
you're going to find yourself a few months later back at the drawing board with your website.
So really, and if you're in business like this, these are things that you should already know anyway. And if you're getting stuck, it's because you skipped some steps. No way that you should be coming to us about a website and you can't answer simple questions like who's your competitors, or who's your target audience. Like, that's just things that are not lining up. There's going to be a ton of information that you want to provide on your website to speak to your target audience. And if you can't articulate that, if you don't even know what that is, then the website is not going to fix that for you. Having a pretty website is not going to fix that for you. So yeah.
Can I add something? And it's not on the Techssentials, but we run into this so often. Your brand identity. When you're coming to get a website and you don't have you have a logo, but it's just a logo that somebody made for you with no defining of your brand, what your brand colors are, what your logo, what your fonts are.
Well, that's the next section. Okay. We had already kind of touched on a landing page, guys. So we'll skip past that one and move into branding and marketing and such. So not really marketing, but some of these tools will help you with your marketing.
Yeah.
So we don't do marketing at all. But definitely, y'all, one of my most favorite applications for small business owners, because it's a good tool to help you with things like marketing materials and such, is Canva, and specifically a Canva Pro account. Simply because it just has a lot of more features that you can use that just kind of helps boost your brand image up a little bit more. And you can do things like actually explore your brand. You can create a brand kit in Canva. You can reference that if you are doing your own marketing materials. You can bookmark those things. You know what your brand colors are. You know what your brand's fonts are. You can upload your logo in there. So if you're doing any of your own marketing materials, it just makes it easy to spit the content out that you need, and you're always on brand. This is a great DIY tool, graphic design tool. So definitely do not sleep on Canva, and make it a Canva Pro account. You know, it takes money to make money. So you can start on a free. You can start on a free. Get your get your feet
Yeah,
wet. But make plans to upgrade. I think Canva has a 30-day free trial
it does. Yeah.
on the Canva Pro. They have lots and lots and lots of videos on YouTube. We even actually have um, a course on how to use Canva to make eye-catching social media graphics for your business. So we have a course we have that course on our website, but Canva itself, they have lots of tutorials and short videos that you can use to kind of get familiar with some of the tools in there. So Canva Pro for sure, y'all. Um, any questions on that? Anybody feel any other type of way about Canva?
And don't let nobody shame y'all out of using Canva, okay?
I'm telling you,
You need to
because
say that.
they're lying. People are lying to you. It's like, I don't know what it is. It's like I feel like they want to just keep it as a secret. It's like, oh, I don't use Canva, but you do. You know what I mean? You do use Canva.
Or if they don't, that's okay too. But it's Canva. Listen, don't let nobody shame you.
I don't go a day in business without using Canva. Canva is great for so many things. Like, and I'm not talking about you going in there trying to create your own logo or anything. But if that's where you are in your business, then that's what you have to do. I'm not that everybody got to start somewhere. But Canva, you can create flyers in Canva. You can create presentations in Canva. You can upload your videos in there and redesign them so that you can repost them wherever you want to post them at. You can do your Instagram highlight buttons. You can create custom branded social media templates. You can do so much. So Canva is big, okay? And then my next one, y'all, is also let me go back to Canva real quick. You can schedule your content, you can plan your content in Canva, and you can also schedule your content to post to, I don't think it will post automatically to Instagram, but it will post to Facebook. I think you still have to manually go in and post it from Canva to Instagram. But that's okay. um you can use Facebook. It's now Meta, but you can use Meta Creator Studio to schedule any of your posts to both Google. I'm sorry, not Google, to both Facebook and Instagram. And if you're not familiar with that, that is basically Facebook's business suite or their creator studio. It's two different apps, but you can kind of do the same thing with both. There are some similarities. I haven't quite pinpointed exactly
Yeah,
what
they
they
just
are.
made some changes earlier this week to both of them, but
Few
they
differences.
have some similarities. And then there's some differences.
Yeah,
But you need both. You
you
should
do
have
need
both.
both. You should just have both. It's like you can use it to track your analytics across both platforms, saving you time. I know we always are looking for ways to save time. I personally don't like a lot of other third party scheduling apps like Planoly and Hootsuite. They never really did what I needed them to do. I haven't had a problem with Creator Studio or the Business Suite. So I certainly recommend setting that up. And then once you get in there, it's not just about scheduling your content. It's so many other things in there that you can do. It makes it easy for you to post in all types of groups at the same time. It's just good in there. I'm all for business applications that have a lot of built-in tools. So when it's anything that's all in one, because my brain get confused. I don't want to have like 13 different things open. So let me go in here and I can do a few different things in there. I don't need as much. So That's Meta or Facebook Creator Studio or the Facebook Business Suite. Um, Anybody want to add anything? Any questions on that one? Y'all, we had not even planned on going through this whole list. Okay.
Yeah, we definitely passed time, y'all.
How are we on time?
We're past time.
Yeah.
It's been over an hour, but listen, we can we get to talking about these applications, and we just want y'all to have a good understanding of what they're for and not be afraid to explore them. But the list is available in its entirety. If you guys would like to download it, we can make the link available to you and you can download the full list and just use it. Thank you, Rashida, and just use it as you need it and take your time and work through the list. Don't let anybody rush you through anything, unless you got a business coach and she got you on like a little 12-week program and you got to get your stuff done. So, you just got to do what you got to do. But with that being said, this list is going to take care of a lot of that. It's going to save you a lot of time. It's going to take a lot of guesswork out of, setting everything up. It's basically a cheat sheet. We're literally leading you to the promised land. So that's really all I have, Adrian. I'm sorry we got so long-winded on
We
here.
did. We sorry. we so sorry. We don't went over. People probably hungry.
No, it was such good information for sure. And I love that the checklist is, you guys have clickable links in here, which makes it a lot easier, super accessible for you to go in and set up everything like they said, a whole cheat sheet, y'all. Like, this is like amazing. And I do want you to speak on smart mockups though, because I don't know what that is. Like, I knew a lot of the other ones, but like, what's smart mockups?
All right, so this is they have a free option. And this is not the best mock-up tool, y'all, but if this is something that you're needing for you, if you're a product-based business or even a t-shirt business, this is great for you guys to be able to create content for your business that looks clean and professional. So what I mean by that is we had a client that has I don't want to call it a t-shirt business. Like, it's just a men's
Apparel.
boutique, men's apparel.
Yeah.
And they actually, they had physical inventory, but they needed to display their product in a more clean, polished way versus laying the shirts or the apparel out on the table. We encourage them to, of course, get a brand shoot, but if you can't get a brand shoot, you can use tools like smart mockups to mock up certain products, apparel, products such as coffee mugs, journals, business cards. If you yourself are in graphic design and you want to mock up business or branding materials for clients, I would recommend something that you pay for versus a free version, but they do have a free version and they do have paid versions. And even smart mockups may not be the right platform, but it's a good starting point for those that, maybe can't afford a brand shoot. So you just kind of want to conceptualize some things or just put some mockups together for your website until you're able to afford a brand shoot. So.
I had two examples of this. Somebody sent me something trying to get me to work with them. And she had a picture of herself and she had she was sitting in a coffee thing and she was like, we can do a meetup. And then she was like, or a free coffee something. It was like a Starbucks cup and she had my name on it, right? I thought it was so cute and personalized. Yeah. Like, that's great for marketing, and it like kind of sets you apart. So I'm pretty sure she used something like that.
Yeah.
I was very impressed by it. I was also very impressed when I got ready to do my shirts. Gwen sent me, I sent her the idea that I had, and she sent it back on like the mock-up.
Right.
So I didn't know that's what it was. But I was so impressed because like, I don't know, I didn't have any idea of like what, what that was or what it would look like on it. But the fact that she could show it to me on a shirt with somebody, wearing it, I was like, yes, girl, I'm going with you. So long story short, again, tech can really set you apart.
Yeah.
Having the right tools, the right tech can really set you apart from the other person that's just saying, hey, I do shirts, send me your design and I need a deposit, send it to my cash app. It really does set you apart and makes you look so much more legit, even if you're running it in, in your house. Like, it's so important. So I think the takeaway from all of this is just we are missing out on so much by not having some of the small free, and they showed us in this presentation today that so many of these things are free or very low cost. Like Canva is $13 a month for the pro account, y'all.
What and you're gonna do so much more than $13 worth of stuff a month.
You're gonna definitely have a return on your investment.
Yes.
Definitely.
So,
if you're using it right,
Yeah, so all of these things are very low cost, but they really amp things up for our businesses. The Google Workspace, the Google My Business, free marketing, y'all, like visibility, the Square account, like so many of these are so good that we need to take advantage of to, number one, set ourselves apart, make sure we're looking legit, even if we're struggling in the back, we look legit. We position ourselves for scalability and so many other opportunities that we get as a minority. Like, it's a lot of opportunities out here. And just being able to take away the overwhelm and the stress, because these systems are in place to help us automate things and just make our lives easier. So thank you guys so much for sharing these. This was amazing.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely send the replay to everybody that signed up for it, and I'll also be sending it with the link so you guys can download the checklist. And listen, if you guys need a website, you're not in my program. You need a website, you need branding, you need logos. Maybe you have a website already and you need some help. They offer IT consulting and like website maintenance, so you don't have to do it yourself. You guys know I'm big on outsourcing, delegating, buying back some of your time. So definitely check out 22nd in Tech, a Black female-owned consulting IT firm. I just love that for y'all, for us. For us.
It is for us. It's definitely for us, y'all. So we're happy that you had us. And we hope your audience gets a lot of, we hope that they are able to take something from it. For those that are here, thank you for being here with us. We love your feedback too. So definitely download the checklist. We'd love to hear if it was helpful for you. And if you need any assistance with any of these things, we can assist you with the implementing them as well.
Nice. Does anybody have any questions before we go? I'm definitely going to, I have to put this on my YouTube channel. Like, this was like too good to just be restricted. Y'all know I'm for exclusivity, but I have to put this on my YouTube channel.
But I think it's important though, Adrienne. I mean, it's people, even in large corporations, like tech can be such a big chunk of a business's operation. And that's part of why we put the list together the way that we did, because tech can cost, right? But you don't want to have to compromise, scaling your business and looking, helping save like some work of some of your time with automating some things and just being all right, prepared for success, because it costs too much. I feel like with these, you don't have to sacrifice, you know, to get the things that you need,
Yeah.
tech essentials that you need to run your business.
You don't
So
have to
it's
jump right out there and spend a whole bunch of money monthly either on these big platforms that a lot of coaches will try to tell you what you need, and you just don't need them right now if you're in the startup phase. Now, if you know your business is on another level and that's what you need, that's great. But we just wanted to let you guys know that there's another level you can start at until you get to, you know, where you truly want to be at. You do not have to jump out.
yeah.
I think it's so
And you
sad.
don't know until you learn your business. You don't know if you
Yeah,
need
that you need that.
$200 a month tool
Or that
until you actually
$79 Shopify plat. You don't need that one. You don't need that one just because that's what they said. I mean, and I know we telling y'all something, but
But it's all about getting to know your business and learning. Because when you're starting out, even though you might think I do this well, you still have to learn the business,
yes,
the business, right?
Yes.
In order to be able to understand your business needs.
Yeah.
You don't know your business needs until you learn your business.
and especially if you're just starting out and you may not even have the clientele that you want, you can't even truly make a decision that that's the right uh, platform or program or software application for your business. This is a very practical, these are very practical recommendations. These are all things that we used during our startup phase. These are all things that we recommend to our clients who are typically in a startup phase. And it's
And
so
they all
crazy.
have enterprise plans. Enterprise meaning big business. That's what an enterprise is. So that means it's scalable. When your business gets to that enterprise level, if you don't want to move, they can accommodate your enterprise level.
Yeah. And that's super important. Something I talk about all the time with systems, starting out with things that can handle the volume. Once you do grow without you having to change everything, all you have to do is just upgrade and you'll have the money for that. So
Yep.
Again, this was gems. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Adrienne. Thank you, ladies, for being on here.
I will also put all of their contact info in the replay, and when I post it to my YouTube channel, all of that be in the show notes. So if I don't see anybody that has any other questions, if that's it, I think we're good, ladies. Do you guys have anything else?
I don't have anything.
I don't.
Okay.
Other than
just thank you.
I thank you guys. Well, I hope everybody has a good night. I'm gonna stop recording. Oh.